Hi friends, Ben from teachertechacademy.com. Welcome. Have you ever wondered, is there a tool out there for you that would allow you to prompt your students using video and to get a response from them using video? We all know that there are some students that just articulate themselves better when they can answer your questions one-on-one or more of in an oral manner as opposed to writing. But the thing is, we just don't have time as educators to sit one-on-one with every student every time. But you know what? There is a tool out there that can help you have your students record and actually even give you some assessment and grading tools to go along with that. If you're interested in learning more about this particular tool, stay tuned. All right, so the tool that we're going to look at today that's going to take care of all of those issues that we talked about, you being able to prompt your students using video or allowing your students to respond in a video recording, is this tool here we call Flipgrid. Flipgrid, and it's easily accessible, just flipgrid.com. Now this tool used to be It had a free educator login or account and a premium educator account. But just this past summer, Microsoft has actually acquired Flipgrid and made everything free. So no longer is there a charge to use this service, and that's fantastic. So way to go, Microsoft, and let's take a look at what Flipgrid is. Now, it's really easy to get started. Again, you just go to flipgrid.com. That's flipgrid.com, and then you click sign up today. And now signing up is a super simple process, especially if you have a Google or a Microsoft account. Notice up at the top we have our selection for educators and students. So your students can actually sign up with their grid code, which we'll talk about in a bit, and go directly to their grid. They don't even actually have to have an account, but educators do have to have an account. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in with my Google, and let's take a look here. Look how easy that is. Okay, so now I just add in a little bit of my information. Let's see. I am in Illinois, and it does ask for your school or organization name, so I'm going to go ahead and put in my school, and then it asks for the age of your learner community. You can choose whatever fits you, and notice that they say that their service works great for anything from pre-K all the way up to, and I think on their main page it said all the way up to PhD. So absolutely a tool that can be used in many different age ranges. So I'm going to go with the middle school group here. Subject, I teach a little bit of everything. Sure, why not? Yes, I am over 16. Let's go. All right, so this is the main screen that you come to once you have signed up with your Flipgrid account. And this is really easy to use at this point. First of all, we have grids. Now, a grid is your classroom or community of learners, and they have topics, and topics have responses. So we want to create our first grid. Our first grid, just click on the blue New Grid button here. So we can title the name of our grid community here. So I don't know, if I just want this to be my class, I could say Mr. Ribble's class, something like that. And you can change up your grid code. So if I wanted to call this Ribble, and then maybe put in the year to help me out. Okay, and from there, then I can choose a header image to go with it. Okay, and then with a school email domain, students need to enter a flip code and then verify their school email using Microsoft or Google. So that's pretty easy. So my school's domain then is western.k12.il.us. That's a big one there. Okay. Launch my grid. So what they're doing with that verification is requiring that any students that join your grid are part of your organization. So you're not getting random people who are jumping into your grid. So really that's a security protocol, which is fantastic. All right, so at this point we can take a look at some of the settings. We can name, privacy settings, more of that kind of stuff. You can jump into that and take a look there. Students have to enter that grid code that we talked about earlier, Ribble 1819, and then verify their school email using, in my school's case, Google, because that's what we're a Google school. Okay, now that we have created our first grid, we can see here on the dashboard that we have our one grid right here. Now, if we wanted to create a second grid, let's say that you have multiple sections of social studies or science or something of that nature, math, whatever subject that you teach, and you want to keep all of those separate. Definitely something that you can do. So you would create a new grid for each of those different sections that you wanted to keep separate. Okay, so for right now, we've just created this first grid. We call it Mr. Ribble's class. So we're going to jump into that. And first of all, I want to point out up here, notice that you can add co-pilots to your grid. So if you have a co-teacher, or maybe there's like a special ed teacher or something like that that needs access or would like to have access to see kind of what's going on in the classroom, that would be an excellent place to add them in there. Okay, notice your grid can be active or inactive, so you can shut it off to where it will not accept responses anymore. We can share the grid. We have some different actions here: edit grid, add copilots, duplicate grid, grid notifications, integrations, and so on. Quite a few different things that we can do with our grid. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Within the grid, we can have multiple different topics. So, for instance, let's say that we just wanted to create a topic. Now there's a couple of them here that kind of come built in, ideas and introductions. Now let's say that it's the beginning of the school year and I want to create a topic to get my kids to introduce themselves to me. So we'll create a new topic, and it kind of goes through some setup here. Topic details. Add a title. So our title is just getting to know you. All right. Then down here, when it comes to our students' responses, we can limit the amount of time that they're allowed in their response. So if we only want to give them 15 seconds to respond, they have to get right to it and tell us what's going on. Or we can go all the way up to 5 minutes if they need more time to explain themselves. Now the default comes in at 1 minute 30 seconds. We can just go ahead and leave it at that for this particular situation. Now, I can add all kinds of description and questions. So tell me what you did this summer. What was your favorite part? Don't leave out any details. And you can get a lot more, detailed than that when you are working through some, more detailed ideas and things of that nature. So if you're using it for your lesson and you have a very specific discussion that they need to have with you, or even question prompts that they need to respond to, that would be an excellent place to put those. Topic display date, so it won't show up on your grid until this date. Today is fine for me. Privacy settings, all kinds of privacy settings. Again, the status of the topic can be altered. Remember how the grid could be active or inactive. We can actually set this to where it's active, inactive, or frozen. Launch and freeze dates, so it can open this day and then it freezes on this day so that it can't be edited again. We can add resources to this so that students have these to help them respond. So if you have a video that you want to upload, you can add a YouTube or Vimeo video, images, all kinds of other things that you can add to help them in their responses. You can actually attach items, okay? So you can use Google Docs and such to link directly to certain items to help them again. Okay, so if I wanted to set up my topic with a video, I could quickly record a video. And let's see. Hey students, it's Mr. Ribble. I just want to know what it is that you did this summer. What was your favorite part? Now, don't leave out any details because I want to hear all the juicy tidbits. All right, looking forward to hearing from you. So just something like that is
Hey students,
super easy to do. You can edit it, and then you're going to snap a selfie. This is kind of like the cover of it, so something like that. And the students get to do this as well when they respond. So we can add in some little images just to kind of dress it up. I mean, they have tons of things that you can do on here, and you almost have to be a little bit careful with this because your kids can really get carried away with all the fun and all the playing that they get to do. Okay, so then it uploads that, complete. Okay, fantastic. So then we just kind of go back down here and we can click this create topic thing. Now, one more thing before I forget here. You can build a rubric to give feedback to your students with. And that's one of the things that's great about this, and they can actually see the rubric that you've created. Now, the basic feedback is going to have your performance and your ideas. Custom, you can add all kinds of different criteria to it, and you can add points and all that kind of stuff too, so they can see exactly what you're looking for in your videos. So we create this. We can share this right here onto, let's say, Google Classroom or something of that nature. They can jump right in there. Here's directly to the topic. This is to our grid. Okay. So, and again, you can share it from right here. As soon as the students start to fill out, or record their own videos, you're going to notice that down here it's going to populate with responses, the students' responses. Okay. So this is basically what they're going to see with a little record option when they go into their view. All right, so that is going to now show up down here in the Getting to Know You section. There's a lot of fun things that you can do with Flipgrid. And if you have any questions, just shoot me a quick note. I'd be more than happy to help you out. If you would, please go ahead and like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and pop on over to our website to check out some of the other hints and tips. www.teachertechacademy.com. All right, have a great day.